Hopper, who's the manager of fundraising for the American Diabetes Association, a wonderful organization. Brittany, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to hearing more about the organization.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
So Brittany, why don't you first tell us about the organization, then I'm going to ask you about the award.
Sure, absolutely. The American Diabetes Association is a national organization. Our office is here in Framingham. We have about 15 employees, and we are about advocacy and community and getting the word out there about diabetes and prevention.
Wonderful. Do you have diabetes in your family at all, or how did you get to this?
I do. I have a cousin with type 2 diabetes.
So was this your first nonprofit job?
This is my second nonprofit job after Boston College.
After Boston College. So you have a big award coming up, correct?
I do, the Father of the Year Awards. It's on June 11th at the Boston Harbor Hotel.
And can you tell us a little bit more about it? Because we want to have a full interview with you. You got to get that out of you.
Sure, absolutely. So we are honoring three wonderful fathers from Pioneer Investments. We have Joe Cringdon. We have Bill Laning from Fidelity Investments, and Jack Wang from the CEO of Dozo and Basho Restaurant Group. So they are wonderful dads. They are involved in the community, great families, and they are fundraising on behalf of the ADA.
Very nice. So let's do a little bit theater of the mind. This is radio. Let's give us a feel for what the night's like for people.
Sure. Well, they will walk in and be greeted by ADA staff like myself. We will have a wonderful silent auction where they will be able to bid on items from gift certificates to restaurants, signed items by Mike Rizioni, floor seats to concerts, and all of the proceeds will go to the ADA. Then there is a full dinner and a speaking portion where you'll learn a little bit more about diabetes research and hear from the families of the honorees and the honorees themselves. And then you'll also hear from a camper at one of our local camps, and you'll be able to send one of those children to camp where they will learn to live with diabetes and be more independent.
Wow.
Well, you know what's interesting, Jeff? It used to be when you heard somebody had diabetes, it was like the kiss of death. And now, I think with organizations like yourself and showing that you can live with it. I remember my wife was working at Johnson & Johnson years ago, and she got involved in one of those with that division that did the blood glucose monitoring systems.
Okay.
And at that point, it was really, really tough before Johnson & Johnson had done this, had developed this product, that in terms of monitoring yourselves. And then they developed cutting edge, and it's even more cutting edge that people will have less intrusive methods to not only live with it, but also what's interesting, your organization deals with prevention too.
Yes.
Now, I heard some statistics recently. Now, I know diabetes because I grew up, my mother was a brittle diabetic. And so I keep right beside my bed to this day bottles of my mother's insulin to remind me about keeping my weight down and watching my health. That's where my obsessiveness comes from.
Right.
But I heard some statistics when I was with